Welcome to ClevelandMoto, a vintage motorcycle podcast by people who wrench and ride. We'll be bringing you VinMoto chat each week, so sit back, relax, and crack a beer. Or play us over the speakers in your shop while working on your latest project. ClevelandMoto. Here's your host, Phil Waters.
Hey, welcome to another exciting, thrilling, fun-filled action-adventure hour of the ClevelandMoto podcast. Strange thing happened today in January. It got warm. I mean, it got super crazy warm.
Yeah, like 60 degrees in Cleveland warm.
Yeah. And all the snow's melting. All the snowmen are all looking like little piles of dump in the front yard. The death of everybody's favorite snowman. Tough shit. I guess tomorrow it's going to be nice too, but today mostly it rained. It did a lot of road washing, which I'm counting on because I'd like to ride some bikes tomorrow.
Yeah, that was fantastic. When that rain came down, the first thought in my mind was like, "Thank you, you're washing the salt away."
And this morning it rained like hell. Yeah, I mean, it was a proper fucking deluge.
Oh, it was like a pressure wash.
Yeah, it was good. So I'm really excited tomorrow about getting out and riding some different bikes. We've been so busy for a January, I just don't know how to act. We got service work and people are buying bikes, so it's a really refreshing thing. And people are really excited. We got the motorcycle show coming up at the end of this month, the end of January. And I think that having this kind of day is going to really warm people up to the idea. All kinds of fun stuff to talk about today. Just crazy crap. The first story I got to relate is I had a guy come into the shop today, somewhere around 62 years old, not super duper old, but short, like 5'4"-ish. And he rode in today on his FLH Harley Davidson. Oh, and nice. Big bike, little guy. And he's just, thrilled to be out and riding and away from his wife, I think. So brings this FLH in and we're talking and having a good time. And he goes, "I need you to get a product for me." And I said, "Well, what do you need? I'm not much of a Harley shop." He goes, No. He goes,
"Chaps."
Yeah, that's what I was immediately going to go. Chaps and fingerless gloves, right? It's the season.
Skull bandana.
DOT rated skull bandana. And what he said he wanted was a product that was called Sidekicks. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And he goes, "Well, no, it's a trike conversion kit for your Harley, but it's not a trike conversion kit." Hey, it's Joe Howard.
Joe Howard, come
what's going on, man?
Studio.
Nice. I like the way he's got his custom monogrammed.
I know, really.
Yeah, custom monogrammed jumpsuit there. His coveralls.
James, Joe is going to have to share a mic with you.
Nope.
No.
He can share one with me. I'm fine.
You better hook him up.
No, you know what? I'll share with Joe.
The blue balls.
That's fine.
No, that's fine. That's cool. I'll share with Joe.
Did he go up to get a chair?
Yeah.
He's only going to say a one-liner every once in a while.
I know, yeah.
He's a comedian.
You'd think he'd come in.
He's a comedian.
You'd think he'd come in and bring gold.
And I'm an out-of-work actor.
Right. I'm a screenwriter. Really. I'm just waiting tables until those couple of screenplays.
I was going to say, if you're a screenwriter, you'd be waiting tables in L.A.
I won't say that when he's in here because he'll tear me apart. But.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be like, so you want some of this,
I'll wait
right?
till he hears this.
Yeah.
There he is.
Did you get a job yet? Here, are you still building cars?
You come share with me. Oh, I see. You grabbed one of my fancy beers.
Yeah, he did. He didn't fuck around.
You drink whatever you want, Joe. I heard you on the radios today.
Yeah, I already did a 4-hour radio show.
Oh, then you can just shut the fuck up then. We don't need you. You're probably tired.
So you know that when you talk, you have to talk into the mic.
You've had enough exposure today.
Yeah, exactly. I just came over because it's in walking distance.
We're not going to plug you as much as they did.
That's a pop top. Pop top, pal.
Yeah, you trying to unscrew that beer?
Yeah. So,
no, you don't have to stick your face into it. Just talk into it.
All right, fuck it.
Damn.
Talk and I'll jump in.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm a sniper.
He's a sniper. So this product this guy's talking about is training wheels for your motorcycle. They mount to the crash bars. You have to have crash bars. I bet you. Oh, nice. That was a good release.
Off the mic too.
Yeah, that was good. What are you drinking over there? What is that?
It's a Sam Adams Latitude 48 IPA.
Oh, that's the IPA.
Did you know that you have to grab a fancy glass like Dustin has to drink that?
That's right.
Dustin has his own fucking Sam Adams special Sam Adams drinking glass.
Fucking A right, man.
I don't care.
Yeah. So this cat wants me to buy this thing or wants me to install this thing for him, and I look up a video to see how it works, and really all it is some big like trailer tires or wheelbarrow tires that are hooked to it's training wheels, man. If you picture your kid's training wheels, it's just a heavier version of that on a bar mounted to your crash bars with springs that hold them up in the air so they don't actually stay on the ground all the time. And then when you're going to come to the point where you need to stop, instead of putting your feet down as nature intended, you put your feet on these axles, on these two wheels, and you put your weight down onto the wheels. So it's only your weight holding these wheels on the ground. And then you now have 4 wheels on the ground, and you're not supposed to be able to fall over. But you still, I mean, they're hinged.
Wait,
they're on springs.
Okay, yeah, I guess you do have 4 wheels.
Yeah, 4 wheels. There's one on each side. And what I said after I looked at it...
It's not 4 wheels like a car, like...
Yeah. What I said when I looked at it is it's the exact same thing as if you rode your motorcycle while wearing roller skates. Because it's the same thing. If you were wearing roller skates and you put your feet down on roller skates, it would take up the difference in your short-ass legs, and then you could literally leave your feet in contact with the pavement, loading, your feet, and ride your motorcycle while you had your roller skate wheels on the ground. I looked at the video. It is adult training wheels, and the problem is they make your motorcycle like 2 feet wider because they hang off both sides. So I'm watching the video of these guys like trying to do like, oh, you can do super tight U-turns like a trike.
Yeah, I saw that.
If you put all your weight on this fucking thing and you unload your ass off the seat, basically standing on these accessory wheels, if you stand on them and still continue to drive.
Well, I saw so you sent me the link to the video. I made it absolutely halfway through the video, and then I decided that F this.
Right.
The only reason I'm going to go to the podcast is to rip on this product.
It's a horrible product.
You made it further through the video than I did.
Well, I was at home eating a hot dog. I didn't have anything else to do.
The industry will never end for old men who have Harleys.
Or
Goldwings or whatever.
What's next? They already have the Harley Davidson F-150.
The F-150, exactly, right. Yeah.
We'll consider that still driving a motorcycle.
Right. When you've got your handicap conversion kit on your Harley Davidson Ford F-150, you can still call yourself a biker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I really don't. Yeah. And I looked at this product, and it was one of those things I had to tell the old man sitting in my shop. It was that moment with like the tow pack kits and all the trike conversion kits, and that one that customer brought in that was an actual axle with a differential built into it that was bolted. This thing probably weighs 400 pounds, and it's bolted into the aluminum of the transmission case.
Could you put a Mustang 2 front end on my Harley?
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't ever want to have to think about balance. And it's just another one of those products. And I looked at it and I was like, yeah, you know what? The podcast world needs to know about this thing. Because when you see a guy on a Harley or Goldwing going down the road and it looks like he took 2 wheelbarrow tires and mounted them to his crash bars, and that's why he's taking up the entire fucking lane.
That's not hobo engineering.
That's not hobo engineering. He paid $685 for that thing.
Well, I was going to say that the worst part about that whole thing was what the bike looks like when you're not using them.
When you're not using the wheels.
When you're not using them, it looks ridiculous.
It's insane. You have wheels up by your knees. Yeah.
Well, I can appreciate a guy that'll throw in the hat and say, I want a trike.
I want a trike.
I can't balance anymore. I've got bad hips. Whatever the reason. I don't care.
I used to make fun of trikes, and now trikes are looking like a good idea compared to this shit.
And that's where this is ultimately ended up is
my God.
I can't trust a guy that needs these things on his bike.
Right.
Just get a trike, man.
And I was thinking about it because where they're mounted, and they're still wheels, they still roll. Silly little wheels that they are. If you didn't dump your bike over with these wheels on it, your bike would just do pirouettes on the road. I mean, it could essentially, if it's in gear, it could essentially chase you in circles forever.
We'll put them on a modern automatic motorcycle.
Yes, exactly.
With a throttle locker.
Yeah, oh yeah. And just walk away from it. It'll just dig a trench in the asphalt. Yeah. It'll be like an amusement park ride. It's genius.
Well, BMW is going to come out with one that just automatically, every time you come to a stop.
They already have it.
Yeah,
you press the button and they fold out.
Yeah.
They did that. They prototyped that shit like 15 years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure they're suing someone right now.
Right. Yeah, they're suing the hillbilly engineers that came up with this thing, the side
Here we go,
kicks.
Vern.
Yeah.
Go get the wheelbarrow. Get some springs.
I mean, come on.
2 springs and 2 stub axles.
We've got guys that, they can't balance a bike anymore because of whatever
reason. Yeah.
And so
lazy.
They get a sidecar.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you.
And that's pretty cool. You get a sidecar because
right.
Who I always forget the guy's name, but he's like, I'll be dead before I ride a trike.
Yeah.
And he's got a sidecar.
Panhead Dave?
I think Panhead Dave.
So he's got a sidecar on his Harley that he's engineered to have reverse. But
which I think is
it's pretty badass.
Brilliant job.
It's pretty badass. However,
he's a starter motor.
I'll
right?
be goddamned if I'm going to ride a trike. Well, it's kind of a trike, you know?
Yeah, but it's not.
Right.
Sidecar rigs can look cool, especially when it's on a vintage Harley.
Well, the way he put it as a dirty old man, the dirty old man that he is that, the ladies see the sidecar and they just want to jump in.
Of course they do.
And if you saw this guy...
Yeah.
And
that's why I get
we
so
hope he
much
doesn't
tail.
listen to the podcast.
And if he does, I'll be the one to tell him. Big-ass Santa Claus beard, wearing the leather.
Dude, ZZ Top.
Nazi...
He has surpassed Santa
Third
Claus.
Reich Nazi tattoos. This is not the guy you're jumping in his sidecar with him, you know? If you are the kind of gal who's inclined to jump in this guy's sidecar rig, right on, man.
Panhead's the dude, man.
He's the dude. No, he's fun. He's loads of fun. But I'm saying, I don't want any girl I know jumping in a sidecar with him. You know? Do you want your daughter jumping in a sidecar with him? Hell no.
You just don't want to get
if I ever have a daughter,
at the bar.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's if you ever have a daughter. Yeah.
Someone's made awful mistakes.
How's that working out for you? You got a daughter now. You got your daughter, Joe. How's she doing?
Good. She's turning 2 Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Wow.
Big.
Man.
2 years. It's crazy.
Is that 14 years till the age of consent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if she's got any of your, if she's got your wife's genes,
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Son of a
Seriously,
bitch.
not kidding.
Both of you.
My daughter's 9, so
You
shut
better.
up.
Yeah.
But Joe, you had better pray that your DNA is strong enough to make her ugly.
Yeah, that's
Because the way she,
I know.
I've seen your wife. And
Oh, you sons of bitches.
You're gonna have
you're
trouble.
really going to be screwed if she's
I
got
know.
your personality and your wife's looks.
You will be fucked.
man.
Or
I-
she
What did I
will.
read on,
Don't go there.
bad.
Don't
No,
do
what did I
not
read?
go there.
What did I read on Twitter? They were talking about Kanye and Kim's kid, and
Right.
somebody said, "I hope that baby girl has Kim's talent and Kanye's ass," which is very funny.
Oh man, Kim's talent and Kanye's cock.
So that's how I feel about my daughter. I hope, I hope I uglied her up enough.
What do you hope
That
your
it's not
daughter
gonna be
has
a
your
problem.
talent and your wife's ass?
No,
I'm sorry.
No, the
your
other
wife's,
way around.
Your wife's
yeah.
talent and your ass.
So you're
Yeah,
saying your wife's
exactly.
not talented?
Well,
Into the mic.
son of a bitch.
wow, man.
You know
she
what?
doesn't listen to the podcast. That's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's-
But I can always
Not
send her an
talented.
email
She's not
link.
as talented
Yeah,
as me.
can link it out. If you're listening to this podcast, by the way,
His wife is talented enough to put up with him.
she's
Exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah.
She
A
really
saint.
is. Yeah, she's a saint. That's what they say about all of our wives. Yeah, like, yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
not
Yeah.
married.
I think our wives have a support group.
They should. Yeah, right now they're bowling.
Yeah, they should.
They're all hanging out.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, that's
Bowling?
it. They're bowling.
They all get together and like, can you park in your garage?
Yeah. The today, hey, I am excited. I created something today. I don't think I created it. I think I just had the idea. I made a tool. I couldn't find a tool.
So a child?
right, yeah. Not use my tool.
Well, I mean, Mark works for you already.
Right, yeah.
Hey-o.
Hey.
Oh, sorry, Mark. I love you, buddy.
I was having trouble splitting some cases on
That makes noise.
Yeah,
and
see that.
yeah, I was having trouble splitting some cases on an old Kawasaki motor that had been glued together since 1972. Couldn't figure out how to put the power where I wanted to put the power without like cracking the cases. I didn't want to use like a big long screwdriver and a hammer, which is what most people do, and that's why you see busted cases all the time in motors.
They're easy to come by.
Oh sure, yeah, no problem. And
I used a torch and heated the hell out of mine, then hit it with a rubber mallet, and it popped right apart.
right, and that's no good for a lot of other things too. You know, a lot of
because
heat's
the
not
entire
great.
transmission just flew across
Yeah.
the floor after that happened.
Well, what I did was I took two tools that live a happy existence on different parts of my shop, and I welded them together.
So James and me,
I welded them together. Whoa, wow.
I'm all right with that.
Looking good for James. Not so good for Emmy.
Hey,
I was just
this
thinking,
beard has feelings.
two tools at different parts. Of
That
your
beard gets any
Never mind.
bigger, it's going to have its own fucking nervous system. That beard is looking a little scraggly, man.
I don't know, man. I think
It's looking a little Grizzly
I think that beard
Adams.
looks great.
Thank you.
It's
know
a
what,
good
though?
winter beard.
Fuck
yeah.
them. Your beard looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, Joe can't grow a beard.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm just looking at you. You're just turning into like some guy who's from Boston. That's what you look like. You just look like you're gonna be yelling like "No ma Garcia pa I had a rag on." Like you're just gonna be like, you just look like a Irish Boston,
Like a
fuck.
townie.
Yeah, you just look like a hey. fuck you, kid. That's what you look like.
But you know what?
Who invited Joe Howard?
He has a house. He has a porch.
Phil did.
He can be in training for that.
Yeah, I just walked over here and whatever. I walked through mud, by the way. Your neighbors. Tell them to clean that shit up.
By the way, so you're going to have to mop later.
Right. You brought all the mud in from the yard?
I did. Seriously. I fucking... Yeah, it was bad.
Okay, back to motorcycles.
No shit. Were we talking about bikes?
I won't talk about motorcycles.
You can if you want.
You'd have to know how to work on them to do that.
It's kind of why you're here, pal.
I don't at all.
Do you even ride your scooter anymore?
Barely.
He only rents it out for promotional events.
I'm going to ride tomorrow, you cocksuckers.
Yeah, I think we're all going to ride tomorrow. It's going to be perfect. Yeah.
I probably honestly won't.
I'm going to try to skip out of work over there a little bit early and get back over to the west side by 6 so I can go
I've
for a
already
ride.
called off for tomorrow.
Oh, good. Well done.
Let me know because I'll be all done with my shit by then.
Yeah, I think I want to do a ride tomorrow night.
Let's do that.
Take advantage of the weather. It'll probably snow.
There's your freeze your balls off ride, Dustin.
Yeah, there you go. That's your freeze. That's it. That's as close as you're going to fucking get. So the tools idea is real simple. Back to that. You'd buy a slide hammer, the cheapest slide hammer you can buy, and you get a set of good quality vice grips, and you weld the slide hammer to the end or the bolt that goes in to adjust the vice grips. And then what you've done is you've turned anything that you can clamp vice grips to, which is the world, into a slide hammer. I'm going to pass the picture around for Joe, who's totally looking at me like a dog staring at a ceiling fan.
It's all right.
And so what you do is, So you clamp it on. And today I had the cases came apart like butter. Once I built that,
He's taking two tools that you're never supposed to use when taking apart cases.
Right. Neither one of these tools should ever be used splitting cases. Yeah. Because, of course, I'm sure somewhere in the Kawasaki parts catalog, there's the case splitting set. Yeah. I'm sure you could find
Every company has one.
Right. Every company has one, right? And what I also did was that the axle of the bike was completely frozen into the swing arm. There was no getting the axle out. Same deal, vice grips on the big-ass nut at the end of the axle. And
I thought you were the big-ass nut on the end of the axle.
Yeah, big-ass nut at the end of the axle.
Usually.
And it worked great. Pulled the fucking axle right out of the thing. So that's an easy tool anybody can make. If you don't have a welder or you're not a welder, you take it down to whoever is a welder. You tell them what you want to build. They'll build it for you in 10 minutes.
Phil will build you a welder, too. All you need is a car battery.
Car battery, that's
some
right.
Jumper cables.
Yep, some jumper cables and car batteries and a sacrificial rod.
An electrode.
Yeah, that's all I need is a sacrificial electrode. So big fun today. It was fun because I got to use a tool that I made in the shop, and I got to use it twice, and it worked perfectly both times.
There's on the one forum I frequent, the small frame forum. I'll give them a shout out, Vespa Small Frames.
Oh, okay.
They have a whole section for homemade tools.
Oh yeah,
and some of this crap that guys come up with is just awful.
Now,
actually, most forums do.
You spent more money building that tool than buying the tool.
Is that the Oops Clunk Thud guy? I know that he builds those snowflake wrenches and all that kind of stuff. He builds some cool tools.
No,
he was on the Cannonball Run.
This is a British forum. So,
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So they're bodging together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the British tend to do.
Yeah. It's a barber chair, but now you can use it to split cases in a small frame.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of fun. So I just I like hacking apart other stuff and making a tool that works.
I like taking perfectly good tools and
ruining them.
So they can only do one job from now on.
I did buy the slide hammer at Harbor Freight. I did weld it to a decent pair of vice grips because Harbor Freight vice grips are completely fucking useless. They're made out of
everything at Harbor Freight's useless.
They're really bad. I mean,
they're made out of cheese.
I did see a cool thing. Somebody had created a Harbor Freight ad, and they were calling it the Harbor Fright.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
And the Harbor Fright is what happens when you're using the gear puller and it explodes.
Yeah,
and the parts go running across the fucking shop. So it was fun though, but it was a cool deal. Anything cool wander into your shop recently that needs worked on?
Well,
I have a KE 175.
Yeah, I saw that. Okay, what year is that?
I love that.
77.
It's a 77, huh? So that was like that's
fun Duro, man. Fun Duro.
That is like one of the last of the true 70s style enduros, where it was like it's a dirt bike, but it's longer than it needs to be and much, much lower than it should be.
Wait, was that
it's a dirt bike for
dirt bike?
Dirt bike for short people.
Yeah.
Was that
gorgeous.
was that made as a on-off road?
Yeah, an enduro.
Yeah.
Those
Everything's just like that K100 we had.
yeah, but those look. I mean, all the turn signals look very makeshift on there.
Yeah.
They do. They
Everything looks very.
No,
like
that's the way those came. Yeah, and the remember that little 100 that we had at the shop?
Yeah.
That little Kawasaki. Exact same turn signals, exact same mounting system.
Yeah, but that was a street bike. That wasn't. There was no enduro.
Oh,
on
the
that.
difference between the dirt bike and the street bike in that era was the knobbies.
No, but that's got
Yeah.
a higher suspension.
Oh, yeah.
Everything like.
Yeah.
But
That's an enduro.
The front end and the 21-inch front tire and all that.
Yeah, and then like in
I
1970,
know what an enduro
Right.
is. I'm just saying that that particular one looks like it was very hacked together.
and
It might have been.
And
I
no,
have no
that's
idea.
the way they
I
came.
do not know the history of the
Yeah, you look them up.
I mean, there's no turn signal stems. They're just clamped to the.
bolted
How
onto the
fucked
bars.
up is it
Clamped to the
that
handlebars.
somebody just had that in their garage since 1983?
Had two of them.
Oh my god! That's
Two
how,
of them.
That's how I
bizarre.
pretty much found everything
Yeah, I
that's
was
in
gonna
my
say, that's the
garage.
story of my life.
Everything that's cool. Like
Yeah.
people just lock shit up for like 3
Yeah.
decades.
What's funny about
Bizarre.
those Kawasaki's, those two-strokes from that era, is the carburetor. It's like a fun thing because you're like, hey, find the carburetor. And everybody goes looking, you can't find the carburetor
showed me last
because the
night.
carburetor's
Yeah, it's weird.
rotary
Yeah, it's a
valve,
rotary and
like a Vespa.
rotary induction.
So the carb is mounted down inside the engine cases, which a lot of people who do restorations on those hate them because you can't get to the carbs without taking half the motor apart. I think it's cool. It's kind of elegant that it's just like hidden in there, and for a dirt bike application, that's kind of cool, you know?
It's pretty, actually, for a dirt bike application, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's just...
It took me a second, though. I was like, the fuck is the carb?
Yeah.
You know?
Rotary inductions are cool.
Today I was over at Isaac's shop on West 28th Street. Used to be that piercing shop, and whatever that body mod place that Dave used to work at in the 90s when everybody was putting holes in their body. That was...
Oh, yeah.
I forget what they called themselves back then.
Whatever.
I actually got some piercings from that place years ago. But
So did I. I got my nipples pierced there.
yeah, I got my cock pierced there.
Really?
Yeah, twice.
Philip.
Twice. 2 times. Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out.
Yeah, got a Frenum piercing and I got a Dido. So all you freaks that are listening to the podcast know what those are. You can tell your friends. But
Do you still have them?
No, they only lasted like 3 years. I got rid of them.
Yeah, I got rid of the
It was the
nipple
first bout of
piercings, too.
chlamydia.
No, it's you think that it's going to be fun. You think it'll be a lot of fun.
No, putting a hole in my cock does not sound like fun. No
right?
part of
Yeah,
that
right.
sounds fun.
Well, I never made the commitment to tattoos, so I figured piercings, I could always take them out if I
I don't
didn't
even
like
like
them.
my tattoos anymore.
And yet you keep investing.
You have no choice.
I'm too deep.
I'm too deep. I can't get out.
It's the same shit with
there
the
gets to be-
scooters.
there's a point where you're just like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'll just whatever.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't like having extra money laying around.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn money into ink and regret.
I haven't paid for a tattoo in years.
There you go. Yeah.
That reminds me, everybody go to Classic Tattoo.
So James can get
payola.
yeah.
Payola.
Classic tattoo, then that means James gets another tattoo.
He rides vintage motorcycles and he owns vintage scooters. So
He was one of our original members of the North Coast Scooter Club. Yeah, years ago. So,
Free tattoos
Cole's
for James.
Yeah, Cole's
All
a
right.
Cole's a good
I got
dude.
it.
The
I've known Cole since high school.
yeah, isn't that something?
Yeah.
It's a small world. It
he's
really
a friend
is.
of everybody. So
He is.
I wasn't just
And
being a dick.
he's a goddamn great dude.
He's a fantastic guy. They're really it's really something.
I bought an
The,
upright base off him actually a long time ago.
All right, back to motorcycles.
That's totally good. Yeah.
Okay.
how we do
All
it.
right, bikes.
Way to go. James is pulling us back on track.
Bikes,
Hey,
bikes,
James.
bikes.
Awesome.
Go ahead,
The,
talk about it.
we'll talk. Yeah.
You don't need me.
No, we
No,
don't.
we don't need you.
Bring beer for everyone, dickhead.
Oh, he's grabbing the ukulele.
I love that. I love
This
that.
podcast is taking a turn.
This
for the
is
worse.
This might be the worst podcast ever. The
Sorry.
Yes, it is.
I totally got distracted. That was ridiculous.
that was very
It was
soothing.
hypnotizing, wasn't it?
It was hypnotizing.
I know.
couldn't-
See,
just- oh,
you like your
I saw
tiki stuff.
I saw the tiki thing. I
So you
saw the
see the
ukulele,
ukulele
and
and
I
you're like,
I started tasting fruity drinks. The
Oh, speaking of fruity drinks, Cocoa Beach Scooter Rally.
hey, that's
February
right, Cocoa
22nd.
Beach. And what is that? February 22nd?
Yep.
Yeah, and every once in a while, a room will pop up in that hotel. We're taking over the entire hotel, and every once in a
Over
while,
the entire city.
I know. I heard like even the hotels next door are going to be sold out.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I'm liking that.
That'll be fun.
Oh, you know what?
That was the.
I just honestly can't wait for that.
We are. We'll see how fast Dustin can drop these podcasts. I'm expecting him to drop 3 podcasts a week for the next 2 weeks.
I got 3 in queue right now.
Right.
So wait,
Perfect.
we're coming back tomorrow?
I'm trying to fire him out.
No, we got him. He just has to drop
some
them.
decent space.
No,
between
don't.
the
No
drop.
space.
All right, fine.
We're getting demand.
I'll drop
Yeah.
them all.
People want them.
We'll just go.
We've got
we'll get up to current. And
we've
then
got to
we'll
make
just fucking
15
fly
a
from
month.
there.
Coast. You know, hey, if we can get in here and do one podcast a week consistently,
Which we've been doing.
I know I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we should talk more about technical stuff.
Like what? Hey,
I can't be asked.
How
to
did
go
you-
out to my garage anyway? So it doesn't matter.
that clutch on that, we're talking about that dirt bike, that enduro. Okay, so that uses a push rod actuated clutch.
Yes.
When you pull the clutch lever, it pulls the cable, and it operates an arm.
It's basically a worm gear.
Right. It operates a device that pushes in a shaft. Now, if you're doing like a Yamaha XS650, same basic concept.
CB350.
Yep, they're all using the same
pretty much
thing.
all the CVs, yeah.
But boy, 90% of the time you get a bike that hasn't been ridden in 20 years, and that thing is stuck. And 90% of the time, be careful when you're buying a used bike. Don't just walk up to the motorcycle and grab the clutch and just pull it.
No.
Because if they're stuck at the bottom, the weak link's going to go, and it's going to be the cable.
Yeah, you're going to use all that leverage.
Yep, you're going to use all that leverage to just destroy what was left of that cable.
Mention, the cable's probably rusted anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that was the case in that one. The cable was gone.
Cable's usually rusted.
Yeah, I know you called looking for some ancillary items.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a laundry list.
Well, what I can tell you is on the XS, the last XS I pulled in and started working on the other day, same deal. I grabbed the clutch lever, and it was just stout. It was not moving. Pull the cover off. You know, don't just pull on the cable. Don't spray lube down the freaking cable from the top. You're not going to go anywhere with that.
What you got to do is you disconnect the cable. You
Right.
start working the shaft yourself if you want to pull the cover off too as well. Well, I mean, everybody knows how to work the shaft, right?
James loves to work the shaft.
If we were doing video, you guys would be seeing me right now working the shaft.
But take the cover off before you do anything. Spray some PB Blaster on that stuff and get it freed up. Now, you used a socket. Was that your tool that you used? Is it drift?
The cable is already done.
Yeah.
So I pulled the side panel off.
Yeah.
And the clutch worm gear, or whatever you want to call it, the actuator, was just stuck in the side panel.
Okay.
So I took a 1/2-inch long socket.
Yeah.
Which fit pretty good on
and
it.
that just went right over the shaft.
Went right over the shaft, and then I knocked it out.
Good.
And, it's the inside of it was really bad.
Because I've got a 72 CB750 that's been sitting for many, many years. And that was the first thing I noticed. The clutch is just stuck as hell.
I won't call it.
Yeah, that on a CB750, that should come out pretty good. This was a bit of a different setup on the Key 175, Kawasaki, because it actually goes through the side of the side panel. Right. It's not just hanging in there like it is on a lot of the CVs. Just hangs in there. It was like straight through it.
Yep.
And the crummy thing was, like, after I knocked it out and looked at the whole setup, I was like, this is kind of a bad bit of engineering, because there's no grease zerk.
No, there's no way to lube it.
Actually grease.
Yeah, you have to lube it from the inside.
Yeah, you have to take it out to lube it.
And that's why I think what I'm driving at is that's something for guys who are...
So those aren't oiled?
No,
they're not.
It's not like, I mean, even on a CB350.
So Vespa did it right.
Yeah, they kind of
did it right.
Yeah, the brass, the plungers
didn't.
Yeah, the plungers, and that using those non-homogeneous metals that are self-lubricating.
Yeah,
they work really great. The only problem is, like we see with the older Vespas and stuff, is they wear out because it is brass.
Yeah,
so the push out does kind of wear out over time because it's.
And the other thing is, there's a bunch of
thousands of miles. Yeah,
a bunch of nylon pieces on that.
Yeah.
That, they're just going to wear out.
So if you get one of those and you're buying an old bike and you're looking at tearing into it, that's a very good place to start. Before you break something, take that cover off, lube everything up, and take it apart.
There's 3 screws to take the cover off.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, like, dismantle anything.
No, it's real easy. You don't need anything to pull it. Just take it apart, lube that crap up before you ever try to do anything else on the bike.
Do you need...
Because otherwise you're going to...
Impact driver?
You should use an impact driver.
Should use an
Absolutely.
Impact driver.
Any of those Phillips heads from the Japanese vintage stuff, man. If you're not using an impact driver, you're just stripping it out. Better buy hardware going into it if you're not going to use an impact driver.
That stuff was made out of Swiss cheese.
Yeah, and even if you're going to use the ghetto impact driver and use like a good solid
Phil
screwdriver.
Made another tool.
No, I didn't. I make Emmy use the hammer while I'm turning it.
You guys don't have an impact driver?
No, we do. But
Sears, it was like
sometimes on the side of the road,
Craftsman for like $5.
Yeah, if the $5 ones.
No, actually,
they're one hit.
That's Harbor Freight.
You hit them once, they lock, then you have to take them apart again. You hit them again, they rotate.
Before I ever bought an impact driver, that's how I used to do it. I called it the hillbilly
impact. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just take a screwdriver and hit it with a hammer,
tap it and go.
Turn.
Yeah.
It was basically just the way to keep that.
That's all well and good until that doesn't work, and you strip out a bolt that you have to drill out.
Right.
Which I did today. Many times.
Got one today.
Exactly. That's why getting a real impact driver that costs $30 can save you
I've had
hours
a real
and
impact
hours
driver for many years.
Hours and hours of your life.
Yeah, my grandpa's trick was always with the ghetto style or the hillbilly impact driver was to try to tighten it a 16th of a turn first.
Yeah, no, that works.
And then back it off. And I was like, genius, works great. Do it all the time now. Yeah.
No, that's
absolutely
that
right way to
actually
do it.
really
Loosen by tightening. Yeah, but that's one of those things. Definitely attacking that because so many guys are going to be like, okay, I'm going to clean the carbs. I'm going to put new spark plugs in. I'm going to fire it up, and then I'm going to pull the clutch cable, and now the clutch cable's broken.
But that should honestly, just not even just the clutch. That should be your first step in every time you buy a vintage bike is lubricate everything.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
If it's been sitting for 30 years.
Did Mark show you the wintergreen trick?
Oh, with the boots?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in love.
Yeah.
Coolest thing, never saw before.
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
Genius.
I'll give him credit for it.
Yeah.
Well,
brilliant.
I'm sure he's got to give someone else credit.
He stole it from somebody else, but so what is it? You just buy wintergreen oil.
Yep.
And you just put the wintergreen oil on the stuff or?
No, you have to let it sit in there for like 24. Let it sit for 24 hours.
Yeah.
It'll bring back the rubber maybe.
Because I mean the stuff that he put in there was hard 40-year-old rock hard rubber that would not yield at all, and you would break it when you put the carbs back into it. You're going to end up breaking
the carb manifolds.
Yeah. So he bought some wintergreen oil, bought wintergreen oil, chucked these intake boots into it for 24 hours. He showed me the before and after. Yeah. The one intake boot, it looks like every intake boot I've taken off of every 70s CB750, ready to fail.
Yeah.
And the second one that was on the same bike looked like a brand new, you just purchased it intake boot and was soft and worked.
We should do one of those Bounty commercials where we just stick half in.
Yeah, stick half in. Right, yeah. But I was like, and those things aren't cheap. Those boots are not cheap.
No, not at that. If you have a
$32
bike,
a piece.
Well, if you have a rare bike, they're nearly impossible to find.
Right. And this was brilliant. So there's your other. You got two techniques.
Fuck of a time finding one for my 1970 CB750.
Yeah.
I mean,
but think about it. Wintergreen.
And I had to buy them from Japan.
Fucking Japanese. Yeah. All they're doing is taking the bikes back. All right. We're going to go ahead and have a smoke break. We'll catch you on the B side. That's good. That's for second half. Start up with a fresh beer. So you bought a 6-pack of Sam Adams, and
I did.
Now I understand somebody screwed you over because they had.
I wouldn't say screwed over.
Okay, well, what happened over there?
Surprise!
I would say they unintentionally, gave me a variety pack.
So somebody else wanted to not buy. What is it? The variety pack is like a whole case of beer, right?
Yeah,
Sam Adams sampler.
I was trying to buy a 6-pack of the Latitude 45 IPA that they have.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great beer.
Yeah.
And, half of it turned out to be a bunch of other beers.
Oh, so they just went cherry picking and you got what was left over.
Somebody apparently did.
Nice.
I'm not complaining because, there's a couple of beers in there. I was like, hey, I haven't had that yet. So
our shop's got a bar that shares our parking lot. And it's, I don't know, there's not a nice way to say it, but it's like an Ohio State University
douchebag bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's like everybody that ever
I'll just say it for you.
They went to OSU.
I thought you said there wasn't a nice way to say it.
Yeah. But it's a parade. Like
he said there wasn't a nice way to say it. I just said it in the not nice way.
Friday, that's a very nice way to say it.
Friday
night,
I
would call it something else.
Right. Before our shop even closes, we got people trying to squeeze into this parking lot, and they're the most important thing in their life is getting into that fucking bar.
And dude, didn't you know they give away free beer from 7 to 7:01?
You'd think they fucking did. But it's always a parade, and the way the women dress, you'll see a gaggle of women going in there, and it looks like a joke. I mean, it looks like a Far Side cartoon. They're dressed. I mean, if there is a slut section of whatever store they're shopping at, like Forever 21 or whatever the hell store they're trying to hang on to their youth.
I think it's called Forever Whore.
My God, man. And so, but the one thing that's fun is Saturday when we go in to open the stores, there's still some cars scattered there from the other half of the people that hooked up the night before.
The good old Walk of Shame.
The Walk of Shame is awesome, man. The Walk of Shame, we get to see it every morning on Saturdays. And it's always like a really not great looking guy dropping a chick off at her car.
That's really not all that great looking either.
That's really not that great looking either. And you're just looking at both of them going, oh, man, that was a hookup, man.
But that happened?
That took a lot of beer, right?
But 3 shots and 12 beers in,
right?
They were both
rock stars. Yeah, they were Brad and Angelina at that point. It was fucking fantastic. But the Walk of Shame on Saturday mornings. But the problem too is Saturday mornings I clean up the parking lot, and people drink in the car because they're trying to save money or whatever. But the people who are going to this bar, they're not like hurting. This ain't a hurting bar. This ain't the corner shot in a beer bar. And this is a place that does mega business. I mean, just tons of people coming and going. And I'm not cleaning up like PBR cans, like, a 6 or a PBR dumped outside of the car so they don't get a, open container ticket. I'm picking up Grey Goose vodka bottles.
Yeah, the Grey Goose bottle was the best.
Fuck? And so today I'm cleaning.
That's how I pregame, by the way. I drink a bottle of Grey Goose.
Drink a bottle of Grey Goose in the car, and then leave it so the guys who have the parking lot get to clean this giant bottle up. If you hit one of those with your bike, by the way, or you hit one with your car.
I call myself charming after a bottle of
charming.
Grey Goose.
That's what you're saying. I'm not drunk. I'm charming. And today I'm cleaning up, and the snow's melting. So all the ones that they buried in the snow.
Did you find any full ones that people put in there to keep cold?
Yeah, they're popping up like Al Capone's vault kind of thing. They're just showing up. And today I cleaned up 6 Michelob Ultra. This is one of those low calorie beers, like 64 calories or something like that. So the people who are pre-drinking out in the cars are worried about their waist. They're worried about their look, and they're worried about the calories that they're drinking illegally out in the parking lot beforehand.
The carbs.
Right. They're worried about the carbs, so they're drinking a beer that has like a 2.0 alcohol content and slamming those in the car before they go in.
Hey, that's actually me before I go to work.
That's how you do it?
I'm on the
that's
Weight
you.
Watchers.
Oh, that's right. You are in the Weight Watchers. How's that going?
Good.
Good. Still going to the gym?
Enjoy it. No, I haven't gone to the gym.
Oh, man. I've been going. I'm trying to.
But I've lost.
Do my part.
I've lost 12 pounds.
There you see. That's right. That's
Weight
like
Watchers. Charles Barkley convinced me to do it.
It's like a case of beer.
Charles Barkley.
Charles was looking a little inflated for a while.
Hey, but he went on the Weight Watchers. Got
Sir
it all
Charles?
set.
Yeah. I see. Joe Howard is wearing a POC T-shirt that didn't come from my shop.
No, it didn't.
Wow, that's fancy, man. That's nice.
That's
very nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
CLE.
Yeah.
You get that, everybody. They're a bunch of hacks.
You got the
they ripped us off. That's our logo.
Cleveland store.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Isn't that in your old shop?
It is in my old shop, I think. They're in my old shop ripping off my trademark. Nice.
Probably.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's over there by the West Side Market, right?
Yeah.
If you would
that's in his old shop.
That's my old shop. Yeah, they stole that. That's my
that
logo.
Store is literally...
That's registered trademark to my shop. That POC logo is my registered trademark. Because if it says Pride of Cleveland on it, not Pilsner on call, and that says Pride of Cleveland, that's my
it does. Get them.
That's my registered trademark right there.
I've already called our lawyer.
I actually already warned them.
Yeah, that's it.
I saw them.
But James and I are wearing actual stolen artwork.
Yes,
we're rocking the new Moto Guzzi shirts from the. Oh shit! Everybody in here is wearing a POC related shirt. So Dustin's got the Silent Partner shirt on, which is from 1913 board track racing. You can get those ClevelandMoto.com. You can get those. Whore. But the Guzzi. The reason I'm bringing this up is we have had some emails from the podcast listeners about the Moto Guzzi stuff. And they say we talk about Guzzis all the time, but they want some T-shirts. So we made some Moto Guzzi T-shirts. If you want to get a Moto Guzzi T-shirt, just get in touch with us, ClevelandMoto.com, Facebook /ClevelandMoto, whatever. Go to the blog spot.
Yeah.
ClevelandMoto.blogspot.com.
Yeah.
Ask us for a T-shirt. We'll get you a T-shirt. They're not expensive. And they have cute sayings on the back, like the clutch is your friend and whatever. Life got better since I quit caring. That kind of shit. But tonight, being a celebration of warmth, I actually rode a bike to the podcast today.
You live a mile from here.
And I actually lived that bike for a while.
Yeah, you did. You got to ride that bike for a while.
That bike was
so the bike that I rode is
in my wheelhouse for
a modern Vespa. It's a modern automatic transmission fuel injected Vespa that we lovingly call Venison or the Deer Slayer.
The dark side.
Yeah, because this bike down in Twinsburg hit a big fucking deer. And the bike went up in the air, flipped over a couple of times, came down on both sides, managed to just fuck this bike up.
How about the rider?
Never riding again.
Yeah.
End of his riding career. Didn't die, but got hurt enough to say he's not riding anymore because you can't trust deer. Right, exactly. Yeah, I'd like to say that the bike survived the mission very well. I still ride it all the time. We cannibalized it and turned it into a Johnny Cash one piece at a time bike. And I've been riding it quite a bit. It's officially my winter bike. So when I need to go to the airport for something, I'll take the bike there, park it illegally, and right up close by the gates, go do my flight, come back, load my shit back onto the bike, and then sneak through the gates on the way out so I don't have to pay the $48 to park it for the week I was gone. So that's what Vespas are good for. But it's a Vespa fuel-injected 250. And, I mean, the thing that's funny is I left my house, and I'm going down electric, and I'm having fun. I'm going 70 miles an hour before I get to Lear Road on this scooter, and that's pretty cool for a day in January.
Yes.
We're giving one of these away. We're not giving one away. We're selling one. But it's going to cost you $10.
Yeah. We're offering you the chance to win one.
Yeah.
And it's for a good cause.
Exactly. This is for Wounded Warrior. And how did this work out? How did this come about, James?
So, VFW Post 387, which I am a member.
You're a member of? Yep.
Not a...
If you like to hang out with
official member.
If you like to hang out with...
It's cheap, I can smoke inside, and it's all a good time.
Right.
And you were in the military when?
I don't have to be in the military.
No, but going into VFW Post
I'll ride his coattails right to the top.
Yeah. Going into a VFW Post is like honourary military service.
Yeah.
If you can put up with the old men telling you the stories and hitting on you. They're great.
It's a good time. It's a good time. So they're doing a Wounded Warriors poker run in May 4th. And
May 4th. May the 4th be with you?
Yeah, okay.
My sister's birthday.
You Jedi geek. But they're doing a Wounded Warriors poker run on May 4th, and we had this custom painted Vespa.
Mm-hmm. And it's not, this is not a standard run-of-the-mill Vespa. This thing is the midnight GTS, flat black. It's a super.
GTS 300 Super, so it's their top-of-the-line bike. Yeah. And we had it custom painted by Kevin Moore. And so what we're going to do is we're going to sell raffle tickets starting at the Cleveland Motorcycle Show on the 25th.
Right. Of January.
Start selling raffle tickets, $10 a piece. We're printing 2,000 raffle tickets.
Excellent.
So if
you know your odds are good.
If you buy one, you've got a 1 in 2,000 chance of winning.
If you buy 2,000, you got it.
Actually,
$20,000. You know you're going to get the scooter.
Yeah. But the pinstriping's amazing on it.
It's a brand new bike. Comes with a warranty. The whole deal. And they're fast. I mean, it's a fast scooter. It's a front wheel in the air.
But it goes to a good cause. So if you are going to be there, stop by the ClevelandMoto booth.
Yeah.
Or, look up the Wounded Warriors Foundation poker run on May 4th. Or stop by ClevelandMoto or Pride of Cleveland Scooters.
Right.
Buy a raffle ticket knowing that you're helping out.
Yeah, and I mean, it's $10.
That is a good
It's a great
thing.
cause. And we looked into it. I did a lot of work on this before we decided what charity we were going to work with. And I looked at a lot of different stuff. I was trying to keep it local or trying to keep it with stuff we felt strongly about. And the Wounded Warrior program speaks to me. I'm a veteran. I've been deployed.
Kevin Moore, who painted the
Kevin
bike.
Moore, who is an amazing artist who painted the bike, is a veteran as well. So it means a lot to us personally. And to be tied in with the VFW's run and to be tied in with the Wounded Warrior really is a big thing for us. We feel really strongly about it. So please, this is one of those things where $10 you could get a very, very kick-ass scooter, and it will be it's the only one in the world like it. Kevin put a lot of hours into painting this bike, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's done in when we say it's custom pinstripe, this is not like any pinstripe job you've ever seen before.
This stuff freehand is
yeah. Phenomenal. He doesn't do anything. He does it all freehand. He's brilliant with his art, and he sits down with a cooler of beer and goes to town, man.
Yeah, I remember he brought in that 6-pack and he was like, it's steadies my hand.
Steadies my hand a little bit. Yeah. Hey, man, that's a good sign as far as I'm concerned.
That's straight from the cuckles of my heart.
Yep.
That's my excuse, too.
It steadies my hand. Kevin picked up a really cool bike. Kevin picked up a early 70s Honda CB750 chopper.
Oh, the chopper.
And this chopper is such an outrageous job. It's got a Viking painted on the gas tank. It is all the period correct chrome and shit from the early 70s.
The carburetors on that thing are chrome.
Chrome plated, yes.
Yeah. It's insane.
The funny thing about
they chrome plated carburetors?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mess up with, flow and stuff like that?
You got to chrome them, and then you got to start grinding on them to make them work. Yeah. The look is pretty badass, though. The cool thing is, this particular chopper was part of what they call the Autorama circuit. There was a Camaro that was painted.
The car, right?
The car, right. Not the owner, the car, right? The owner might have been a Camaro too, but the car itself was definitely Camaro.
We don't make distinctions.
But I guess the Camaro was painted exactly like the motorcycle. They were a match set, and they toured the show circuit, winning awards.
What year?
It would have been early 70s.
Nice.
Yeah. And so end result is, I guess the guy went to jail. Go figure, right? Yeah.
So now he is probably Camaro.
Against his will.
Camaro by association, right? Yeah.
Only in the shower.
Hey man, whatever it takes. He's gonna keep it on the down low. But the bike and the car got separated, and Kevin ended up with the bike somehow. And it's a really cool. And what's funny is choppers, 70s choppers, the weird shit. The CB750s, not Harley choppers, not the typical stuff. I'm talking like Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch, those radical, weird-ass 12-foot long.
The authentic stuff.
Really dirtball, seriously weirdo choppers are coming back. And that's like, I think guys are lashing out. They're lashing out at the Jesse James overly done stuff. They're lashing out at the West Coast Choppers stuff. They're going for these what choppers started out as choppers.
Well, there's a company that does that. It's called Exile. And
he used to be a scooter guy.
Yeah, and I have an affinity to him because he's a British scooter guy.
Yeah, he created twist grip shifting on choppers. Like nobody had ever seen it before. Meanwhile, every scooter we ride has got twist grip shifting.
Yeah,
on
but
he moved it over to a bike. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
this is a proper chopper. And the other day, proper chopper, man.
Alliteration.
Yeah, you unknowingly donated parts to that.
Yeah, right. That's one of those things
that Ryan was doing the carbs.
Right, Ryan was doing the carbs and needed some stuff that we happen to have in our parts pile over here. Dustin had it, and
Ryan came over and picked them up.
There's a little.
That's all that stuff he was asking me about.
There's a little of our DNA in that bike right now,
and it runs because of us.
Right, there you go. Well, it was cool. I got to sit on it, and I guess where I was going with this story is. We're going to get there eventually.
Yeah.
Hang on, it'll come around.
It's a long way around.
Yeah.
It happens.
So we're over at his house. We're having a little party in his basement, and we're going to go out and look at the chopper. We go out there, and he's like, no, I love it. He won't touch a Harley. He's a Honda guy, man. He loves his vintage cars. He likes his Mercs. He likes his gassers. I mean, he's a car builder extraordinaire. This chopper is the most unfucking rideable motorcycle I've ever sat on in my life. He tells me that it fits it. He's my size. I sat on this bike, and my ass and my feet might have been 9 inches apart.
It's that pompadour, though.
I think, the pompadour holds them up, right? Most ridiculous, fucking unrideable motorcycle ever. And so I gave up on it. I tried to sit on it. I got one of them old man thigh cramps that you get, those hip cramps. Locked me up.
About that.
Yeah, terrible. Eat more bananas.
Sciatic nerve.
Ow! Fucking hurt like hell.
Right.
So I couldn't ride it. I jumped off. I had Merritt sit on it. Merritt sat on it. She sat on the thing. She's 5'4". She's like, I can't ride it. You're a goddamn liar. This bike does not feel good. And so that's one of those things. Those old choppers that looked that way,
that's the whole thing.
Totally not rideable, man.
I hate choppers.
They only had to be rideable enough to get them to a bike night.
Yeah, right.
Well, but
get it down the road.
We're fine in a straight line,
night,
but anything you got to do a 10-point turn on.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Screw that.
Yeah, I saw a CB450 that had been turned into a chopper. It was hiding on eBay or hiding on Craigslist, and most of the choppers no front brakes at all, none. Right, just a spool in the front, no front brake. Just used a rear brake. This chopper had dual front discs, period correct Honda disc brakes mounted on opposing fork legs. So here's a chopper that's got not one, but 2 disc brakes in the front and a CB450 motor. And it was done in the exact 70s chopper paint scheme of just like blocked out, crazy, wild United Colors of Benetton awfulness. Awful. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah, it was pretty awful. But it's funny that stuff's coming back. And like that's the new hipster bike. Like the new hipster motorcycle is, if you read, there's a movie that was called 6 Over, and there's a magazine called Dice Magazine. And if you look at that stuff, like that is the new, if you're a younger guy and you want to be legit.
Well, they were doing bobbers
a
couple years ago.
Did bobbers. Well, now they're on choppers,
Yeah, you got all the guys like out there taking XS 650s and shit like that.
It's like the people putting the giant fucking Firestone tires on their bikes. You know, it's like, wow, yeah, that looks fucking cool as hell. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
But it's so not functional.
Well, I got one of those on the back of my Enfield. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's not functional.
No, it's not functional. It looks really cool, though.
You know, it looks cool as shit.
I went to a lot of trouble to make sure the back tire on my Enfield looked exactly like a car tire from the 50s. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I wanted that look.
Coker white walls.
Coker white walls, exactly, yeah. Coker's made a lot of money making stupid tires, man.
Yeah, but it's just not functional. Doesn't work.
But it looks awesome on the back of my bike.
Sure.
I mean, it looks like it looks like 1961, man. It looks like the bike should look.
Keywords, looks.
Exactly, right. I'm not riding that bike aggressively.
It's like 1961. Do I want to ride a bike from 1961? No,
and I don't ride that bike hard.
Modern components. Mm-hmm. I want it to ride.
Yeah, but that's not cool, man. Nobody ever wants what's out. People always want what's old.
I do.
I know. That's the. I'd like to have power and performance. My budget doesn't allow it.
I wanted to ask you about a raise.
Oh,
good God! If I had the budget, the amount of stupid motorcycles I would own would probably kill me.
Oh, it's. I was in a guy's shop today, and I saw the back end of a Ducati sitting there. You know, pipes coming up out of the seat, and I was like, that's a super sport. And I was like, man, I really didn't think this guy could swing a super sport. And then I saw the front of it, and it was all fucked up and wrecked. And I was like, oh, he got a cheap Ducati. That man got himself a $2,000 Ducati.
Bought a salvage bike.
Yeah, it was
a
total salvage bike.
His CB360, he got a hold of me through one of the forums.
Yeah.
Turned out he was a local guy, and he's like, hey, man, I think I'm right by you. You know, can you come help me out? And I'm like, absolutely. So I went and helped him get his CB360 Cafe Racer that he was building.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Going and running.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, was a motorcycle racer. He taught race school.
Wow.
Him and his wife.
Wow.
And sitting there in his garage were two, 1,200 Ducatis.
Yeah.
Just beautiful motorcycles.
Right.
And I got his CB360 running. He's like, awesome, let's go out for a test ride. And I rode my 350 over.
Right.
And he goes, well, you want to take one of the Ducatis?
Take one of the Ducatis. Go right ahead.
And I was like, no. And he goes,
you, sir, are a Camaro.
Well, no, that's my grandfather's line. That's too much car for you, son.
No, he literally said, he's like, well, no, you can't. That's okay.
They're remarkably easy to ride.
Yeah. Well, no, I told him, I was like, I came over here on that.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin my fucking life.
Right. I'll never want to ride my motorcycle ever again.
I'll ride your Ducati on our little, test ride.
That's why I don't have sex with other women.
That thing.
Yeah, right.
Why risk it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Yeah. What I got going on?
I don't even want to hear from you, Joe Howard, about sex with other women.
I know. Seriously.
Your wife is the other woman.
All right, easy.
Yeah, easy.
Come on, he's married to her, all right?
That's right.
No, it's all right.
I can't help but bring it up, but he said it on the radio today.
Yeah. Wait till that MILF turns into a GILF.
I know. Right? It's gonna be old.
Right.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna be
Something tells me
terrible.
She's gonna keep it together.
Oh, clearly. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She still doesn't. Like
she's got 10 more years, I would say.
She looks like she's 19.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
What makes it amazing?
I've got the body of a 19-year-old in my basement. She's got the body of a 19-year-old.
She is an absolutely amazing, awesome fucking person.
She makes good cupcakes too. I'll give her that. It's been about a year.
Yeah, her cupcakes
since I've had them. But she makes good.
Were those vegan?
James.
Yeah.
No,
Jesus.
she brought over some lime cupcakes.
Were they vegan though?
to the scooter
They were
shop.
vegan. They were vegan.
They were delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a gorgeous person. She's a very nice
All right, let's
girl.
quit talking about Joe's wife.
I just like watching Joe get embarrassed. It's fucking awesome.
It's embarrassing.
You know what?
I never see
I
him
know how to
turn
heckle
red.
him now.
Yeah, I never see him turn red. I never see him get all bashful and stuff. He's, I'm Joe Howard.
It's weird.
And he started talking about his wife, and he's all like, oh.
Yeah.
Because, he's used to people fucking with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You make fun of him personally.
Well done, James.
Then he knows how to do it.
I have awesome.
Now I know how to heckle
That's
you.
brilliant, James. That is
I
fantastic.
remember
You know
Moz
what?
versus
He's
Rockers.
right, yeah.
Moz versus Rockers a couple years ago. You got in my shit for being drunk.
I tore you up.
Yeah, I know you
fucking
did.
Killed.
So
Wait, he
Fucking
attacked
murdered
you because you were drunk?
well, I was
Yeah, he
drunk.
was heckling me. I was
Heckling
doing
him.
Oh, yeah.
got
The first
beat.
And yeah, he
Rockers
beat
when
me up
Joe
pretty
did his
bad.
stand-up
Yeah.
set.
That's good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
gotta.
now I know how it goes.
Yeah, you got to throw one to the sharks every once in a while, man. You got to throw one to the sharks. Better you than me.
When I'm on stage, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can come at me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, Joe. I like you too much.
That's that.
He learned his lesson.
Oh my god.
And by that, James means I make way too much money selling you lights and shit for your scooter.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
that's exactly-
Yeah.
Hey, here's another chrome.
I sold you a $37 mirror a week.
Because everybody has 12 mirrors on their scooter these days.
Obviously.
No, it's
Sure, yeah.
It's for visualization.
Oh, it's
You
clearly
can see
it's
everything behind you.
fantastic. It's brilliant.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
It's functional, completely
fucking
functional.
Scooters.
But it's like
Scooters a
on-
parade float.
Joe's scooter has so many mirrors on it, he could see into the future by it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, oh,
Oh, hey,
No,
did I write you a new joke?
Yo.
someone
No.
watched Quadrophenia too many times.
Yeah,
That's for
it's
damn
not.
sure.
The funny thing is, it's all the mirrors and all the mod stuff, and you're like, yeah, that's fucking proper mod scooter. It's really fucking awesome.
But it's not a Lambretta.
Okay, it's not a Lambretta.
Exactly.
Right. It's not a Lambretta.
No, he's right.
And it's baby
right.
blue. You know?
Yeah, it
So
is
it's baby blue, and it's not a
But
Lambretta.
that's kind of a vintage color.
It is a vintage color. It's
I agree
period
with
correct.
James, though.
Yeah.
If it was I do want a Lambretta.
Joe is so gay for Lambretta.
Badly.
I'm sorry.
You know
Joe is
what?
so
I happen to
Camaro
know where you can
for
find
Lambretta.
a virtually limitless supply of Lambrettas.
Yeah,
No.
it's you.
Yeah.
No, you can't. That's my retirement plan.
James is not letting you hunt in his patch, man. That is it.
Yeah.
I want to. I know. I can't go through him.
Yeah.
I have
No, you got to go through me.
Yeah, now that he's over at Moto on the east side.
Right. Yeah.
When
That's,
I was
I
organizing
pretty much
your
pulled down
warehouse
the gates.
space, I found your race Lambretta.
just the
Yeah,
series
and
two.
send me
I
text,
sent it.
and
I
was
sent
like,
it. I texted a picture of it to Joe, and he's just like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Sick.
You know what?
sick.
Everybody's a sucker for a series two.
Believe me, all the crap I've been trying to get off Phil for years,
Yeah.
it ain't worth it. He's a hoarder.
I know. I
He
gave
knows
up.
for
I
a
gave
fact
up.
he's never gonna touch this shit again.
Most of the
he
time.
keeps it.
You know what we need to do is get those American pickers fucking dudes to come over.
No.
Phil.
No, you
No.
don't.
I don't. No.
Because you know what?
not
Even
at
if
all.
they're
No,
willing to
because they'll
give,
pay you way
Yeah,
too much
no.
money.
and
for the
even
shit.
if they're willing to throw out tens of thousands of dollars
He's a
for
hoarder.
Phil's,
He won't give it up.
Right.
I don't want him to give it up.
No. I don't. No.
I am betting on the fact that he's going to die before
James
I
is
do.
counting on the fact that some silly, stupid
His
thing is gonna happen.
lifestyle.
You sick bastard.
I'm riding to Cabo San.
Opportunist.
I'm riding to Cabo San Lucas at the very bottom of the Baja Peninsula. That's my next big ride. Do you know what the odds are that I'm going to come back from that trip? We're riding bikes from San Diego to Cabo San
You
Luca,
will.
1,200 some miles.
I don't know.
Through Mexico.
If anybody could, you can.
I have two of your motorcycles in my garage with no paper on them.
James is
So
calling
I
drug
gotta
dealers
lease
now.
those.
James is literally calling drug lords.
Yep.
James, if you just turn the other way,
Yeah.
I'll turn the other way.
James, like, there's going to be four
Fuck if you
bikes.
keep the motorcycles.
Okay,
James
good.
only wants the Lambretta stash.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Chris, Ryan?
yeah, that's. Well,
I'll get you one. I'll get you one.
I might need a few parts.
You're just gonna have to throw up some dough for the
and
assessment.
not even kidding. In the world of fucking,
You want 5 Lambrettas?
Oh, dude.
Phil,
Yeah, right.
Phil's
Yeah,
cut
there
off
we go.
while we're talking about him being dead.
In the world of
I'm talking about him dying.
Sorry, Fred.
yeah, in the world of scooters, Lambrettas are heroin, and they are.
Yeah,
It
they
is,
are.
right?
Yeah, it's heroin.
As I'm scratching
It's
my
scratching his beard. They're just literally, we're talking about Lambrettas, and he's fucking scratching. Look at him. Yeah, it's not even cool. Lambrettas are heroin to scooter people.
I know.
Because it's like, it's a rite of passage to have one and ride one and build one and maintain one. They're the fucking
Yes.
coolest scooters out there.
Yes.
They're not easily available. So
No.
having one itself is kick-ass.
That's why I'm gay for
and
one.
didn't I fucking give you one? Oh.
And then you sold it to fucking Lars from Rancid.
Only when he had forever to buy it, and he didn't buy it.
It wasn't forever. It was like 3 weeks, and then you came and saw me at the
stole it
Improv,
back.
and you stole it.
And you
That's how bad you were.
and you rode it, and you rode it back and forth to work, and you fell in love with it. And you know what?
The first
I
one's
should've
always
gave
free.
you money.
He should have gave me money. He should
He's
have
a
gave
drug
me money.
dealer.
I am a
And
drug
you know
dealer.
what? Phil's easy too.
Son
You
of a
could have given
bitch.
him $50.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
50.
Oh, I would
could've
put you on a
given him-
payment
you
plan.
could've said, yeah.
500.
I would
Yeah,
put
you
you on a
could have
payment
said
plan.
$50 here, and I'll pay you the rest
Yeah.
later.
I've had
He would've
people on
let
a
you
payment
go.
plan for years.
Fuck you, Phil.
Shit.
I was drunk.
Fuck
I
you,
was drunk
Phil.
that
I think
night.
the first
You could've-
Lambretta I bought off Phil is still on a payment plan.
Fuck that
That was like
shit.
7 years ago.
That bike was fucking cherry.
Bike was fast.
I gave you. Yeah, it was fast as fuck.
I've been paying him $1 a year for
Yeah.
the past 10
Yeah.
years.
You never said like, give me some money. I would have gave you. Fuck you, Phil.
It's fuck me.
I just
Fuck
love
you.
how you
Right.
got it back.
All right.
Oh,
He
here,
stole
Joe.
it.
But, you know-
here, Joe, I'll drive you home.
A
You've been
designated
drinking.
driver, you.
Yeah, you've been drinking a little bit, Joe. Let me drive you
Stole it.
home. Oh, by the way, I'm going to ride the scooter back to my
And
house.
I was like, wait, that was my.
That was yours. That would have been
gonna-
But I
yours.
had it for a minute.
Yeah.
My precious.
You know what the difference?
I didn't know.
The only difference between riding and owning is a little bit of money. Earnest money. I'm going to give you what I can afford
and
to
in
give
Phil's
you.
case, it's always very little money.
It's always
I mean,
very little money.
Joe,
I don't.
he
Yeah.
has more.
But anyway,
I know. Here's the
but-
thing. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Phil.
Yeah.
Lay it down.
Make me the bad guy in this
No,
situation.
You fucked me. No,
Yeah, I fucked
me
you.
on that.
Yeah. It's because
So-
I gave you a taste.
So here's what I was.
It's heroin. Like
It
you
is
said.
heroin. That's what
It's
I'm telling
fucking
you,
drug
man.
Dealer.
It's heroin.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Once you get
Lambrettas
one.
are the shit, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a
deal.
couple.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one.
I know you do.
Oh, the worst thing about a Lambretta is you'll fucking get this Lambretta and you'll be like, oh, I'm riding this bike. That's cool. And you'll ride it and you will fuck it up a little bit. Like you'll do something wrong. It's your fault.
But
It's
it's
not the
all right.
bike's fault. It's
Yeah.
your fault. You made a mistake.
Yeah.
You fucked the bike over and now you owe it $1,200.
Exactly.
And you'll put $1,200 into
Yeah.
it. And then you'll
Lambrettas-
go out and you'll blow it up again.
Lambrettas
Yeah.
are like having the world's worst girlfriend
Yeah, they are. They really are. They really are.
You gotta
because you'll beat it and you'll beat it and then
Yeah.
you'll be like, all right,
You beat
we're
your
good for a little while.
Right.
Yes.
No wonder why you're single.
But you got to throw money into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go, you know what? I've had enough of this.
I think the phrase you're looking for is it's a nice ride, but it'll cost you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to ride.
That's where I was going with
It's
that.
fun to ride, but it'll cost you.
Yep.
Phil's got me drugged up on the CB750.
Right.
You know,
yeah, he's on the
Yeah, you
fucking
better-
mainland CB750
like,
game.
I've been doing all the work on it.
Right.
And, like,
You better break out $1 right now and
Build-
just give it to him. And just
I've been
write
building
promissory
this
note.
And well, no, I tried to buy it off him when it was a pile of shit.
Right.
And he's just like, oh no. I'll how about this? I'll just drop it off.
Right.
And you build the bike. And then you go ride it and have
You
fun
enjoy
with
it. Have fun with
you
it.
enjoy it.
Have a good time.
And then when you're
First
when you're
dose
when you're
is free.
tired of it,
Drug dealer.
he's like when you're
Phil.
when
Say,
you're
man.
tired of the bike or when you're moving on to the next one, we'll sell.
We'll sell it and we'll split it. It'll be cool.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
yeah.
Phil won't screw you.
No, I won't.
No, he won't.
And he didn't
I
screw
would
you.
Never.
If
You
you're
had
not happy,
every
I'm not happy.
opportunity.
I
What do you
would
think?
never, ever.
What do you think? He's just going to leave it there forever?
I was making a joke.
He had a better offer.
I was making a joke.
Come on, Joe. He had a better offer.
You know what the funny thing is? When I repoed it, I didn't have the offer yet.
Oh.
When I
wow.
repoed it, I was only because
Okay.
he didn't
Then
come
he
off his
did-
ass.
He did screw you.
Well, it was
He
because,
screwed you.
it was because
I
you
didn't know
drove
50
him
bucks
home
was
and
gold.
needed a way to get back to your house.
Right.
But he's Phil. He's a friend. I mean, I'm not saying Phil. I am not saying Phil would do that with like Joe Schmo off the street.
Oh, no,
But
no.
you're a friend.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
I believe in
know that.
I believe in the payment plan.
Yeah.
As long as we finish the game some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as there's an ending.
and you don't want to
Yeah.
pay the vig on that.
And then Phil
Yeah.
hooked me on
You
the
don't want
CB1 drug too.
Yeah, that's our deal, man. That's our deal.
Oh, you are.
You know how it
You
works,
are a
man.
pusher.
You know how it works.
He's on it.
That's how you
know
do
what?
it.
If I didn't enjoy it so much,
Right.
You know,
That's the game. I'm telling you right now. If you are out there and you're listening to this and you have a friend that says you need to get into this thing,
yeah.
that you need to get into this thing. Well, I don't really want to do that thing. No, you got to try it. It's a lot of fun. And I can think of things like boats.
Heroin.
deep sea fishing, heroin, Lambrettas. Right. There's all these weird things out there. Like nobody needs a $20,000 boat to catch a bass, right? But people buy them all the time because their friend has one, and then it turns into competition.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
We
man.
sold a guy a Vespa
And the boat has
because his buddy had a Vespa. He rode it twice, put 23 miles on it, and now he's selling it back to us to get a silver wing because his buddy's got a silver wing. He put 23 miles on a bike.
I could name at least 10, 12 customers that have done the exact same thing.
Something? It's like their buddy gets a different bike, so now they got to get a different bike.
You got to keep up with the Joneses.
You got to like you're living by that other guy's standards, you know.
Well,
and it's like,
and that's where Phil, you have always set the mark at whose standards to live by.
There you go.
So now everybody's just trying to keep up with Phil Waters.
Well, excellent. And on that fucking note, on that bombshell, everybody, by all means, get out to your local motorcycle shows. Have fun. We know there's snow on the ground. If you live somewhere there's no snow on the ground, fuck you.
Hey, it's 60 degrees here right now.
Whatever happened to that where we were going to get someone to write in and
January
invite us
12th.
to come ride at their house?
I don't know if that one dropped yet, but Dustin's going to drop a bunch of them in a row, so there'll be some more food for you guys.
So anyways,
because the rats out in podcast land keep hitting the feeder bar. I get emails all the time. It's like, when are you going to drop another one? When are you going to drop another one? When are you going to drop another one? Like summertime, we didn't drop anything, but all of a sudden we gave them a little taste, and now they want more. Yeah,
working and wrenching.
That's what happens. So now it's wintertime, so we're going to get to be in your ear for a while. And, you can take a few of them and save a few for summer if you want. But realistically, in the summertime, you should be riding your bikes too.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a few in the road.
But if you have the new NOAA non-com system that's Bluetooth operated,
we are not talking about $600 helmets, man.
Oh,
we are not talking about.
Really?
Sorry,
I thought
James.
we were. I thought we were into that.
I wanted to talk about that new bell helmet that looks.
I bought these new $300 gloves.
I am drinking Miller High Life.
That
I am
actually
not talking about expensive
hook
shit.
into my cod piece, and when I urinate, it makes them warmer.
Oh, your gloves? Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's great. I'm wearing army surplus shit when I ride in the wintertime because I'm cheap. I'm
wearing Phil's hand-me-downs.
I want to be able to piss into something that acts as a coolant system for my motor.
For the bike?
Yeah.
No thanks, man.
Oh, actually, you know what?
Someday you're going to have to take that shit apart.
I know we were just closing the podcast, but
way to
oddly
go.
enough, talking about urine and operating things, those two girls at the school in South Africa.
Whoa, okay.
No, it's not. Stop right now. But they developed a car that runs off urine.
Two girls in South Africa.
Yeah, they developed a car that runs off urine.
How
urine.
can you combust urine?
It doesn't have to hydrogen, all that stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be combustible. It's just got to.
So basically, the idea is
car run. Yeah, it does.
Electricity's not combustible.
So is this? I mean, are we talking about like the Back to the Future Mr. Fusion on top of the thing? Like,
well, it's not an
you put
electric
into
car.
it?
I don't know. I can't remember what it is, but there's something with the urine. Like
Something with the urine.
I heard it on Alan Cox. That's.
Oh, well, Jesus Christ, Joe.
Then it's fact.
Then it must be fact.
If Alan Cox said it.
Wiki it.
But so your point is there's two girls. You basically just like the story because it was two schoolgirls in Africa, really.
And
I mean, that's
and
really
urine.
and
It was
piss.
really
It was a Kanye thing. It was a Kanye thing. Yeah,
Fetishy.
right.
It
That's
was
all.
weird.
Fucking
Yeah, Kanye.
All right.
All right. Well, and at that, remember always drive fast and take chances.
Thank you for listening to Cleveland Moto. If you have comments or topic suggestions, you can leave them at our blog at www.clevelandmoto.blogspot.com or visit our website at www.clevelandmoto.com.